Alright, so this is a official crossing walk, or not crossing walk, what would it be, sidewalk in Maryland. Really, this is what we can afford as a sidewalk in Maryland. By the way, this is the official sidewalk. You can see there's like a crossing meter up there, or whatever the word is for it, the crossing light. So it is officially a crossing walk, or I keep messing up. It's officially a sidewalk, and you see over there. Obviously, there's a reason why. You see, it's connecting the AT&T and the shopping center, and this is what we can afford. Now, I just want to complain a bit because if you'll know, there was a governor with an R next to his name, believe it or not, because normally they don't do this. Actually, that's kind of false. Governors tend to always be corrupt. And he decided, right, to fund a art museum. And that art museum is going to be like an attraction in Maryland. It was going to bring in money, right? There's a rock. To this, oh yeah, that's, wow, it's very uneven. Yeah, that's an official sidewalk of Maryland, everyone. He was going to say that it brought in money. Now, it didn't bring in money, obviously, and to this day, I'm pretty sure it is entirely free to go into. Now, you may go, why did he make this museum? The answer is that his wife, which is the niece of the president of Korea at the time, of South Korea, ran like the foundation, the art foundation that he was making it under. So, yeah, it was not only that, but not only that, but the construction company used to build it. Korean ties, money goes back to Korea. Under his rule, a lot of the constructions made were Korean, obviously. Well, a lot of the state constructions used Korean construction crews, which surprisingly I didn't know existed until now. But for instance, when Maryland was trying to buy up a bunch of masks for unspecified occurrence in 2020, he bought a bunch of surplus, like offhand masks that the Koreans were selling at like 10% cost in their own country, because they were provably, they didn't work provably, and they were defective and bad, right? And so the governor bought these masks for like 50% of the price. So South Korean money laundering. That's all I kind of have to say on this one, really. I mean, what are you supposed to say when you learn that your like state is a colony of a foreign nation? Are you supposed to go like, oh, well, you know, the South Koreans, they're developing our country, you know, they're making art museums that don't make money. It's so good for the nation. No, they're embezzling state funds by marrying into the governor position of Maryland to steal American money by colonization. We are being colonized, and I get the idea of like like, yeah, that's a statement. That's not really colonization. I feel like colonization is establishing authority in another country, whereas the migrants aren't really doing that. They're just stealing things. Colonization and theft are two different things. Yes, all colonization to an extent is theft, while colonization can actually be beneficial. But then there's just theft. And like, if I steal your wallet, you're not going to say, oh, you colonized my wallet. No, it's just theft, right? But the idea that South Korea has destroyed my state, oh beautiful state, is kind of upsetting. And it's even more upsetting because I do like the Koreans. They're not a culture that I necessarily take problem with. I really like Koreans. They're very nice. I like their food, I like their people, I like their clothing. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. But I think we gotta vote the people who have Korean ties out of the world. I think the best solution would be voting, if you catch my drift. If you catch my drift, I don't really mean that word. Officially that's a joke. We can't actually vote them out of power. Who cares? In grand scheme of things, voting them out of power will cut most times. So that's just my thought on the process of foreign companies colonizing America, because a lot of people think it is terrible nations, right? Like Greece. I don't want to say terrible nations, but like poor nations, right? Like Greece, Montenegro, Sri Lanka, that are being colonized and directly oppressed via Chinese companies to directly own the foreign nation, right? And I don't think a lot of people understand that it's happening in America. A lot of people don't understand that, nice tree, plum blossom. A lot of people don't understand that that foreign companies are not your friends. But they can be good business partners. And you need to not trust them like friends, but trust them like business partners. And understand that they will probably betray you. And it's not a matter, well, they won't betray you so long as you benefit them, right? And it's not an insult, right? They're just fighting for their own team. They're fighting for their own nation. We would do the same. We do the same. But I think a lot of people believe that either because they're our allies or because we do the same, that it doesn't happen to us. And let me tell you, the state ain't looking good. This state, not fun. Not fun. I don't think we have the funds to do anything anymore. I think the corruption in this state has developed so far as the point where we are using our public library as a homeless shelter. And this isn't like anti-homeless. I don't think we should throw them out on the street or whatever. But if we can't afford a homeless shelter instead of using the public library, where are our funds going? Honestly, where are our funds going? Because I know damn well that I'm going to meet State President John SOAV. I know that they aren't going to the roads. I know they aren't going to the sidewalks. I know they aren't going to the museums. I know they aren't going to anything, really. Um, and I don't want to make this like a kick out all foreigners thing, right? Because as much as we want to act like that would solve the problem, it definitely won't. And realistically, if you create a power vacuum like that, the foreign companies are going to be exchanged for national companies oppressing you and corrupting your government. And that's not good, right? And this is not like a socialist thing or whatnot as well. We do need to keep everyone in this nation on reins. There's a dead possum, so I'm just going to look to the right instead of the left. And that is balance. Yeah, so like this, I want to say that every problem in Maryland is caused by foreign industry, right? The foreign industries are just the ones capitalizing off of our problems. The real problem is the fact that every single governor that we've had has bought off our country, or has been bought off by... Is that another possum? There are 2 dead possums on this road. Okay. But the problem is that every governor we've had so far in like my recent memory has been selling themselves out for money, right? The guy that I'm talking about, who married the niece of the former president of South Korea, he like hosted lavish parties like daily in his big house. I wouldn't call it a mansion, but you know, like a basically manor. And he's living the life of like a debauched noble in Rome, whereas we're not doing so well over here. But I really think that we do need change, and I'm not sure how we're going to get that. So I think maybe maybe I should just move to West Virginia and then advocate for secession. Because it's only a county away. It's only like an hour walk away, the border to freedom. Just kidding. It's the state boundary line for Maryland. So there's going to be like 50 homeless encampments over there as they desperately flee Maryland to get as far from Baltimore as they can. But I don't know, right? It's just a matter of finding a solution to a problem that is deeply rooted into the corrupted soil of this land. Foster's is a pretty cool restaurant if you're ever on North Interstate 81, right? You're coming out. Foster's is pretty cool. I like Foster's. They don't really have that good stuff, but they got good food. They don't have like interesting stuff, but what they do have is it's basically just like a generic barn grill. They got burgers and shit, but it's good. Yeah, that's my 2 cents about things in this state. My 14 minutes of things in this state. The more I look at how terrible this state is, I just want to like Christmas candles and walk off into the West Virginian wilderness and just leave, right? Just live in a hole in the mountains. Probably like die one day, but like I think I could probably live like a year, right? I think I could live a year. You ever see dandelions on the side of the road and think, I should cut those up with my entrenching tool that I have on me and take them home